Hello everyone and welcome to Social Clone Project, and now we are moving forwards. Now we are going to begin by setting up the views, URLs and templates files for the groups and post applications. And given that they are interconnected, we are going to have to work with them concurrently. So we can't just do post first and then groups first. Otherwise, it would not make too much sense. So we'll have to do both at the same time. We'll try to keep a focus primarily on one application at a time. But keep in mind, we are going to be working on both at the same time. So we are going to start off by just setting up the files we need, and then the next lecture will actually start programming. Okay, let's stop over to the text editor and create the directories and files. Okay, in Atom text editor. All right. To begin actually creating the directories, I first need to actually make the applications. So we will go to Django admin and say start app, and I will create the post application. So we will say start at post. Okay, start app groups now. So we'll say groups, and you could call groups whatever you want, but you could call it something like subreddits or communities, etc. I will just choose the groups names, and so that's pretty simple. Now we are going to do is inside of each of these, let me kind of collapse accounts and collapse simple social and expand post and expand groups in tree. We are going to create the files, necessary files. So let's start off with post. So in post we are going to make templates. So inside of post I will say new folder and then say templates, then hit enter. And then inside of templates I'm going to create a new folder called post, and then here are my post templates, and I am actually going to create the empty HTML files for now. So let's start off with that. We will say new folder. Okay, new file. So inside of this I am going to create a couple of new files in post base HTML for my post, which I will call post underscore based.html. Then I will also create a post underscore confirm underscore delete dot html. That will be the delete view that you will confirm. And then we are also going to do, let me expand this just a little bit. We are also going to do a post detail. So as you can kind of tell, I'm already kind of thinking of class based views right now. So we'll say post underscore detail dot html, and then a couple more line here, and we will create a post form. So when someone actually wants to type out the post, they will go to that uh, post form, and then if we want to actually list the post for list view, I will create a post underscore list HTML. Then finally we will create a new file and this will be called user underscore post underscore list. And if you click on user, we should see all the post, kind of like seeing someone's Twitter feed. So we will have user underscore post underscore list. Now we are also going to create one more file in a format that we have not really seen before. I'm going to say underscore post dot html, and the reason for that is I am actually going to use the underscore post dot html file to inject it into other post that dot html files. Sometimes if you single HTML page or your simple template is actually getting too big and already complicated, sometimes you can just break it up and inject it, and I will show you how to do that later on. But for right now, we'll just keep that thought in our heads and we'll keep underscore post dot html as our actual templates. So we have those templates files, and the next what we are going to do is actually create a few more files inside of post. So instead of post right now, I have models in views, but I am also going to add a url.py, uh, any forms.py. So we'll say post urls.py, then we will say post forms.py, okay, forms.py, and then post new forms here. That's what we are going to do with post for now. So we create those templates, and you can always just copy and paste the templates or check out the notes for the directories of what those templates actually look like in case you had difficulty following along. But now we are going to do kind of the same thing for groups. So in groups, what we are going to do now is create that templates directory. I will see new folder templates, and then under templates I'm going to say new folder groups, and then under groups I'm going to create a couple of HTML files. So we'll say new file group underscore base HTML. So that will be my base HTML file for the actual groups, and I will expand from that. So I will create a new file called group underscore detail HTML. Then I will create a new file group form. So when someone wants to create a new group, they will come to this form page again, class based views here. And then finally we should see a list of all the groups. So we will say group underscore list HTML and hit enter. Okay, so those are my four template files for groups, and then I also want to create a URLs file here. So we will say underneath groups and your file your urls.py, and then save all those changes. Close these now, and we should have our basic basic structure or skeletal for dealing with posts and groups. And we are going to do in the next lecture is start off by actually focusing on groups first, since there's fewer HTML files or template files to work with, and in this structure is going to be a little simple, and that will kind of dictate what we need the post to look like. So we are going to try to focus on groups at first, but eventually we are going to have to work on them both at the same time. But to make it a little easier, we are going to try to focus on groups. Okay, thanks.